What's up, Lego builders? Welcome back to Coconut Brick Studios. In my last challenge video, I built 3 of Captain Rex's coolest moments in the Clone Wars as Lego Mocs, and you can't do this for Captain Rex without doing one for his good buddy, Commander Cody.
Best friends.
As many of you guys know, Commander Cody is my all-time favorite clone trooper, so I was super hyped to be able to do this video and show him some love. But while I was doing research for this video, I noticed there weren't a whole lot of action-packed scenes with Commander Cody in them, and I think him being higher up on the command chain than others meant he was in the thick of things less often than lower-ranked clones. That being said, I was still able to find some pretty action-packed moments, one in particular that I think a lot of you guys either don't remember or don't even know about. Now it's time to challenge myself to build each of these 3 scenes as Lego Star Wars Mocs in 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and 1 hour. This first mock might be one of Cody's most underrated moments. I never see it talked about, and I didn't even know about it until I was doing research for this video. It takes place when he and a whole group of Jedi and clones are trying to escape a separatist high-security prison called the Citadel. In one of their battles to escape, they are attacked by battle droids accompanied by some crab droids, and Cody unleashes his inner bull rider.
Yeehaw!
This will be a rare freeform mock because whenever I'm building a scene that takes place outside, I like to go freeform instead of a base plate and frame for the base. I think it makes the mock look less rigid and conformed, and better captures the changing and uneven nature of terrain and the outdoors. The terrain in this scene looks to be purple, but the closest color I had available was dark tan. At the back of the mock, I'm adding a cliff wall, which is the only large feature in this scene I was able to build at this scale, and hopefully I'll have enough time to finish it. In this scene, we see Cody jump up onto a crab droid with a blaster and single-handedly bring it down. It almost makes me wonder if the 2/12 specifically practices this maneuver, because we see it happen again during the Battle of Utapau when another 2/12 clone hops up on a crab droid and takes it down by himself. Regardless, it's a sweet move and helps hold back the oncoming droids. The crab droid climbing up the wall happened by accident as I was setting it up, but I thought it looked cool and helped fit it into this tiny mock better. I ran into a very weird situation and opportunity for redemption with this next scene, which is when Commander Cody and the 2/12 tackle Grievous and Cody punches him in the face. It's weird because I built this scene a couple of weeks ago for a different mock challenge, but at the time I was building that mock, I wasn't sure if it was the 2/12 who tackled Grievous, so I just used regular clones. And to make matters worse, I thought the scene took place on a Venator, but it was actually an Arquitens light cruiser. I don't know if I said that right. So now I have the opportunity to rebuild the same scene in a more accurate setting and with more accurate figs. I thought about just picking a new scene, but how could I pass up Commander Cody throwing hands with Grievous? The Arquiten cruiser has a few very distinct features I want to build, but first I need to make the frame and base, and then add some plate and tile to make the floor. I noticed the walls of the cruiser sloped up and back at the base and then angled inwards up towards the roof, and I figured the best way to replicate this would be to build a wall of brick and stick it on some hinged bricks so I could set it at an angle. Man, talk about getting lit. This hallway has so many lights. I need to add some more white ones on the plates at the base of the wall, and I was going to leave it at that, but it looked really bad, so I decided to tile it off and cover all those exposed studs. I think we can all agree that I did a much better job recapturing the scene this time around. Last time I couldn't find any reference material or remember very well what happened, and it showed. Cody punching Grievous in the face is such an alpha move. He was trying to bring down Grievous by any means necessary, and I wouldn't be surprised if that punch broke some fingers or a hand. I'm very pleased with how detailed this mock looks, especially the angles of the wall. I love when I'm able to use some cool or uncommon shape, angle, or technique to make these smaller mocks more interesting. Lego minifigs are not the most articulate when it comes to tackling or punching, so I just draped a couple of clones on Grievous and had Cody standing in front of Grievous, even though in the scene he was one of the first clones to tackle him. For the last scene, I'm going back to Season 1. I've also briefly referenced this episode before in my Coruscant series because I'm basing the buildings of my clone base off of the ones we see in this episode. It is the one where Rex and Cody discover there is a traitor in their midst feeding intel to the enemy, and then they go on a hunt through the base looking for the traitor as he's causing some minor problems. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do for the base of this mock. The scene I was building is just a large circular room with not a whole lot going on, but I feel like I've been doing a lot of square black framed mocks recently and I wanted to shake things up. So I'm using some quarter slope pieces and 3x slopes to create a somewhat round base and throwing down a row of plate and tile on top. Because it was so small, I added some quarter slopes and trans-clear pieces underneath to make it look cooler and raise the whole mock up off the ground a little bit. The main features in the room are a hollow table, some large screens surrounding it, and a circular vent up above in which the trader is hiding. The screens were pretty easy, just stacks of trans-clear light blue cylinders, and for the large vent on top, I decided to take some smaller quarter round bricks and put small vents in between them. The tricky part will be figuring out how to suspend the whole thing over the mock. This is the scene where Slick the trader is hiding up in the vents above the control room, and Cody and Rex walking into the room realize he is up there, so Rex leaves and Cody sets his gun down and turns his back on it, so Slick jumps down and tries to threaten Cody, only to find he had removed the blaster cartridge, rendering it useless, as Rex steps in from behind, trapping Slick. I picked this scene because of the daring and cunning shown by Cody. He's not above using himself as bait and trusted Rex would have his back. I do want to note that Slick does make another escape attempt after he is captured, but Cody puts a stop to that as well. As soon as I planned to have the vents in this mock, I knew it'd be tricky to suspend them above everything, but thanks to some large trans-clear quarter cylinders, I was able to achieve just the right look. But I probably could have done this scene for the 30-minute mock, as it didn't take very long to build most of it, but that is one of the challenges with this series. Even though Cody is my favorite clone trooper, I hardly ever get to use him in mocks. He just doesn't see a whole lot of action, but I think it would be fun to build a giant clone battle mock of my own design with him, Obi-Wan, Rex, and Anakin, basically the Avengers of Star Wars. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know if you would like me to continue this series of building challenges focused on a specific ranked or named clone trooper. And don't forget to let me know which of these mocks is your favorite in the comments, and I will catch you next time. But until then, happy building.